Yeah, hello good people, welcome back. This is your boy Farm with Maxwell. I'm in a village setup, cool breeze, innovative nature where we have seen a lot of things happening here. I'm not alone here, I'm with these guys here. You can see behind me on the camera, these are some indigenous chicken, and one of it is, we call it naked chicken, yeah? I don't know, naked chicken. Yeah, that is a naked chicken over there. Then this place is really beautiful. Yeah, let us have an overview here. Those are two huts. Look the way things here look, very amazing, very innovative, and I really like this place. Yeah, it looks very cool. For those who want to be having some kitchen garden like this, these are places that we can copy and paste. Even there are some grasses here. These grasses you can see over here, they are used to actually construct those houses over there. Let me show you the houses I'm talking about. Now these are the mud houses. On top of the rooftop is made of grass, same to this other one. So they are two in number, and this is how villagers build their houses, yeah, with mud, and no rain can get in. So this is how things are happening here. Then you can see this chicken, they don't fear people, they look very good. So today discussion, I'm going to discuss about requirements to start chicken project. So for me, I'm starting with some 22 chicken, 21 chicks. Yeah, the other video that I posted yesterday, you people saw some 21 chicks. So today I'm going to tell us the requirements of starting this chick farming. Yeah, and some people will be asking me, why 22? It is 22 because of the requirement that I'm going to state here. And one of the requirements that you have to be having when you want to venture into poultry farming is to be having land. Land is the major factor. Depending, okay, you know, why I'm talking about land. Land will determine the type of flock, the size of flock you'll be having. So the bigger the land, the bigger flock you'll be having. The bigger the housing, yeah. Remember that when I'm talking about land, I'm talking about the space. The land the space that you can construct your own housing system for this chicken. So that is the factor number one. Make sure you have good size of land, depending on the number of chicken you want to keep. If you want to keep a lot of them, have a very big land, then you construct a very good housing, a very big housing. So in housing, any design, we have the battery cage system, we have the cages, we have the just putting some rooftop and those all things, then you are down. So why do you must be having housing when it comes to raising chicken? Because when you have proper housing, keeps your chicken free from predators. When I'm talking about predators, I'm talking about hawks, the mongoose, all those things that can predate animals, chicken. Even human being predate on chicken. Why am I calling human beings being predators? They thief. So you have to make your place very secure, free from all those things, even harsh weather. Yeah, you know, proper housing actually guard the housing from harsh weather. So make sure that you have to keep this housing in such a way that the housing has to be very good. So that is number one. The requirement number two, I'm going to talk about breed selection. In one of my friends' video, I was discussing about breed selection, where I went ahead and told us the classes of breeds that we have in Kenya. Class number one, indigenous, then we have improved kienyeji, layers, broilers, and ornamental birds. So when it comes to breed selection, when you want to get better parent stock, so parent stock is very crucial. If you want to do maybe eggs, let's say you want to do something like a long-term investment where you'll be taking some eggs to start hatching, you have to be having you must have parent stock. And basically, why parent stock? You know, parent stock, they're good breeds, quality breeds, free from diseases, free from anything, free from inbreeding. So once you have a very good parent stock, you are good to go. That is what I usually tell people to be number one. So when I was trying to tell us actually about this breed of chicken, I was talking about layers. Layers are for eggs, broilers are for meat. Then we have the dual purpose. Dual purpose are the one that I'm calling the indigenous and the improved kienyeji. You know, improved kienyeji and indigenous animals here in the village, they are getting a lot of actually a lot of people like them. The reason is this: indigenous, all the dual purpose breed, they're very efficient when it comes to egg and meat production. So when you keep this one, you are guaranteed almost 90% good egg quality, good egg quality, and good tasty meat, because we believe in tasty meat. So that's how chicken are being raised here. So, and when you're doing your breed selection, make sure that you take chicken from a reputable source. When I'm talking about reputable source, I'm talking about a source that is well known. It is certified with the authorities in Kenya that they're concerned about the breeding and everything. So that means everything has to be put in such a way that you get best quality, and at least it has to serve you for a long term. Then apart from that, you have to do what we call feeding. When it comes to feeding, this is the nutrition part. You must be having money to buy feeds. And when you're starting this journey, you start with that. You must know the stages. Depending on stages, it's when you'll be feeding. We have small chicks can feed on chick mash, medium growers, big layers. But when it comes to broilers, small ones, they feed on broiler starter crumbs. Then when it comes to medium age, okay, because they're being raised around 35 days, so you go to finisher, broiler finisher, so that you get that those chicks will be very good. So you must be having starter from day one up to around almost the second month. You must be having starter crumb. From there until the 8th week, you must be giving them growers. Then from there, you finish by giving them layers if they're for production of eggs. And that's how to feed this chicken. When it comes to health management plays a crucial role. Why am I stressing at health management? Health management carries the day. When I'm talking about health management, I'm talking about vaccination. You have to know the types of vaccines you're supposed to vaccinate. You have to be having a vaccination schedule. And when you're having a vaccination schedule, you have to be having, the first one is Marex, then you go to Gumboro, then Newcastle plus IB, then Gumboro, Newcastle plus IB second dose. Then you go to foil pox. If you have vaccination for infectious coryzal, you can put it there. Then we have even for foil typhoid, foil cholera. Once you do that, once you follow the vaccination schedule the way it is supposed to be, you are good to go when it comes to chicken farming. And remember what I usually tell people about parasitic control. What are parasites? Parasites are the worms. We have the roundworms, hookworms, tapeworms, all those worms. Make sure that your chicken are free from these worms thing, yeah, because they tend to deprive nutrients from this chicken, and once the nutrients are being deprived, so you get that your chicken won't be growing faster, they will be unhealthy, and all those things. And make sure when it comes to health management, yeah, you must be having a veterinarian who has knowledge about chicken, so that he can really support you, because this venture is not an easy venture. That's why I usually tell people that. Another thing that I usually tell people, that when it comes to health things, make sure you maintain the biosecurity. What do I mean by biosecurity? These are all measures that you have to put in place so that you get your compound or your premise free from these predators, free from diseases, all those things. And when we are doing that, number one about biosecurity is about hygiene. Number two, when it comes to biosecurity, is about putting some foot bath where people dip in their legs, then they get disinfected. Their legs get disinfected. It works very well, and you have to restrict movement. When I'm talking about restricting movement of vehicles, movement of people, movement of commodities, every move, even movement of wind, because we get that wind can actually, you can see like we have some diseases that can be brought by wind, especially the viral disease. You get that when it is, let's say, wind blows from one area that is being infected, it carries with it those microorganisms that can cause disease to the other end. So you have to be conscious, and very conscious enough. So once you do that, then you go to another requirement, is when you're obtaining your chicks. Let's say when you're starting a project, make sure you start from a day old. Yeah. So when I'm talking about why source a day old chicken, this is the reason. When you source a day old chicken, you know, in farming is a journey by itself. So when you source a day old chicken, so that means in this journey you have to know what it takes to be in this journey. Any losses, anything that it makes you hardy starting from day one, the noises, the melodious the noises that this chicken make when they are very small, it teaches you a lot. Because first, don't see those noises as nuisance. Get adapted to those noises. That is number one. Another thing in this journey, you get that once you take chicken from a day old to some age, you get that in this journey, you know what to vaccinate. You have a clue of the vaccination schedule and everything. And at least when it comes to record keeping, you can keep proper record from day one. How many mortality rates are the death rates, so you know how many chicks died, all those things. So first thing, you have to source healthy chicks, and that is what I usually tell people, from a reputable source. Yeah, because we have some diseases that can arise from the hatchery, especially a disease like polyram. Yeah, polyram can make your egg being infected with let's say the bacteria that causes polyram. It can happen, yeah, because it tends to penetrate through the egg, and it is hereditary. So when a hatchery has a bad strain, you get that it will be giving you a lot of problem, yeah. And when you're sourcing day old, you have to make sure they are transported in the right manner, because when I'm talking about right manner, they have to be spacious enough. They have to be having a good air ventilation where they can breathe very proper, because we have the chick boxes. The chick boxes are the ones that you people saw in the video that I was showing us the other day. It has some holes, so that those are the chicken box. So when they're being transported, aeration is being, air penetrates very well. And after you acquire the chicks, you have to put them under brooder. So when I'm talking about brooder, it's just giving them some warm temperature, and during this you have to be putting a heat source. And the reason why you have to be putting this source for around 3 to 4 weeks, this is because you see, when chicks, they are being hatched, you just mimic the temperature, the body temperature from their mother. So that means that you have to be giving them the required temperature. Then after that, equipments, you must be having good equipment, yeah. So when I'm talking about equipment, even I've already told us equipment number one, the heat source. Heat source is very crucial when it comes to raising this chicken. Have a good heat source. It can be bulb, it can be those pot. I showed us those pot, the hot pot, not hot pot, it's called brooding pot, that can give us some light, so that this chicken can be having some good temperature. You can use charcoal, some people use what we call the stoves, some people use let's say some gas, electricity, like the infrared bulbs, they use the electricity. And apart from that, those equipment, make sure that you have some good feeders and good drinkers. And feeder, when the chicken are very small, give them good feeders that can be given to those chickens, so that good feeders actually, so that they can reach there, even the drinkers. Yeah, you know, when you give an extra big drinker to these chicks, you get that some of them will be falling inside these water, which is not good. You know, when they fall there, they get cold, they start shaving this way, shaking. Yeah, it is shivering, they start shivering, and those, oh good. Another equipment that you have to do when you are constructing a housing system for chicken, make sure that you put some good nest, because you know, these are journey, the way I told you. When you're building a house, you have to put everything, laying nests, laying places, all those things. And even some litter materials. Litter materials can be placed on the floor. Some of the good litter material, you can get some grasses you put down, you can get some wood shavings, some rice husk. Those people, yeah, we have some people who know how to put these things, rice husk, all those people. Yeah, and a crucial part about these all tools, the equipment, they have to be cleaned and disinfected. So when the reason why I'm talking about cleaning tool, disinfecting, is making sure that you get rid of these bacteria, fungal, viruses, all those things. And you have to be having some equipment like let's say wheelbarrow. When you're removing dirt, you carry it with a wheelbarrow. You have to be having a shovel, so that you can be scoping the fecal waste from the housing system and those things. Another thing, you have to do what we call labor management. When it comes to labor management, we are talking about laborers. Yeah, you have to be having a trained farm hand people who will be helping you, or if you want, some people usually do what we call family involvement. So equip them with knowledge about this chicken, then you train them in such a way that they will be well equipped with these raising these chicken. And when you are putting this labor or this something like farm management, yeah, make sure that you have a record book. The goodness of keeping record is because proper records can result to you can track all the records of what has been happening to this farm. When you have good records, everything will be kept in such a way that everything will be doing fantastic well, because you have to record the feeds when you're buying any disease. So that means feed intake, you have to record how much they feed daily. Mortality rate, you have to record. Any time that let's say you have some death rates, you have to record. Vaccination, egg collection, so everything has to be recorded. And a crucial aspect of it, make sure that you have a daily routine. Cleaning and disinfecting the premise is very good when it comes to laborer and management. So make sure that you do the daily cleaning and monitoring. Once you do that, everything will be working well. Another crucial aspect that cuts across from up to down is about capital and budgeting. You must budget. The reason why I have not brought some huge number of birds, because of the budgeting and costing. So before you venture to these, you have to know that you have to get to know the cost of land. Yeah, if you don't have own land, you have to get to know the cost of land. So that is crucial. Yeah, you have to know the cost of house construction. How much will the housing cost? Those are the reasons why I have not started with a larger number of these, because I don't have land, I don't have anything to start this poultry business. Another thing is about chicks purchase. Yeah, you must be having You have to know where you are getting these chicks. Feed. 70% of the cost, actually 70% of cost is about feed, and you have to get these feeds, good feeds for this chicken. Another thing, you have to be getting a veterinary person. You have to pay them. So a veterinary person and the vaccine, those are the people who will be administering for you the vaccine and medication in your poultry farm. So you have to get them. Then I've talked about labor. Then I went about maybe I can talk about marketing. Yeah, so you know, here in Africa, here in Kenya, when it comes to poultry business, we have a lot of gap. We have a lot of business when it comes to poultry. So you can sell chicks, you can sell eggs, you can sell meat, you can sell whole chicken so that other people can go raise. So the demand of chicken is very high. So when it comes to market, you have to get good market that are very reliable. When I'm talking about a reliable market, yeah, and before, you have to identify where you're going to sell these chicken, and at what age or what product are you going to sell. Because if you're doing broilers chicken, you know, your work is to sell meat. If you are doing layers, your work is to sell eggs. If you are doing maybe indigenous, you can sell both milk and meat, and these are the eggs. And when you are doing maybe some other things, you can sell even chicks. When you are concerned about hatching, you can sell what we call the chicks. So identify where you can sell. We have good places that you can sell. One of the places is hospitals. You can book in hospital, you can be selling to them. Schools, hotels, those all things you can sell there. Households, supermarket. Somebody is calling me, I need to pick a call here. Households, so live bird or processed meat, so you can sell all those things. Even egg collection center, you can sell all those things from that point. Somebody is calling me, let me just hear what he's telling me, then we'll be proceeding, guys. So those are the requirements. And every other business, you have to do what we call legal and certifications. Any business that you do, you have to register your business. And when I'm talking, let's say when venturing into this poultry sector, register business name, register everything. At least it will be helping you when you're filing returns, everything. Yeah, so do a business registration before even you embark to these such businesses. Yeah, it has its pros and cons when it comes to business registration. And you have to be having local livestock permits so as to keep these animals. You know, here in Kenya, we just keep these animals for pleasure because we feel like they are part of the family. So if you go to homestead to see if people they have these legal requirements, you get that people don't have those permits, they don't register their businesses, and that is what is hindering that down. And even another documentation that somebody can be having is about food safety and hygiene certifications from processing plants like the factory. So we have to get such documentation. Yeah, I've talked about 3 important documentation: business registration, food safety and processing, and permits, livestock permits, so that you can be having these animal in your premises. Here in Kenya, we don't do that, but hopeful maybe as time goes, people will be knowing about that, and everything will be going in a fantastic way, guys. Yeah, I really appreciate for you being on so that we have learned a lot of things. That is just the requirement about poultry business. And stay tuned, I'm going to train us a lot of things about poultry farming. The way I say that the 21 chicks is just a breakthrough of training purpose. So, and we are going to go fully organic way. So stay tuned, we'll be learning. For those who have not subscribed to this wonderful YouTube channel, please subscribe. Let us learn, and let us grow together. Goodbye for now. Let's meet some other time. Goodbye.